Okay. Start the recording. Yeah. Nagariya gulabale bale magi khai mare akalita durgotsava ani leka ghare. The local inhabitants said they are unable to maintain themselves by begging, so they are celebrating the Durga Puja festival at the wrong time. So because all the people they brought their kartal and whatever they had, the instruments to play for the Sankirtan. So the local inhabitants thought that there is another Durga festival which is conducted. And they are commenting that, see, they are not able to maintain. That is why they are doing again the festival. So generally, festivals are meant for sustenance of the temple activities. It is not for one's own livelihood. There are many people who, on the name of the festivals, they collect funds and they sustain their livelihood. That is not the purpose. Especially if you see the Ganapati Pandal, Durga Pandal, they do that. But when we collect, for us also, festival is very important. Like Rath Yatra comes, then Janmashtami comes. Then there are some funds which is there by which the temple activities moves. Very important to conduct the festival at the same time. If it remains, it's okay. If it's not remaining, then if it is remaining, then yes, Goshala Seva happens. Gurukul ke liye whatever necessary that is done. So festivals are very important, but these people are commenting that they are maintaining their livelihood. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is not based for any sense gratification. Since the local inhabitants, absorbed in sense gratification, mistakenly thought that the Vaishnavas like themselves engaged in dancing, chanting, and playing musical instruments for enjoying material happiness, they consider Harinam also, Hari Kirtan also performed for the pleasure of Krishna as another means to enjoy material happiness, as in the Durga Puja festival. So we cannot compare these two festivals. The Vaishnavas, when they celebrate the festival like Rath Yatra, then you have Snan Yatra, you have Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima. They're also dancing, Kirtan, everything happens, but it has a lot of difference. People dance before even Durgaji also. But those are material minded people. Those worshippers, Shaktas are material minded people. They go to Durgaji just for asking all the benefits. So they are considered as they are materialistic people. They cannot be compared even an inch with Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas do for the pleasure of Lord. They further thought that it was not at all for poor people to ignore the concern of the hard-working professionals who maintained them and to enjoy happiness in the performance of Kirtan. After working the entire year to maintain their families, people spend their remaining wealth to attain happiness in the Durga Puja festival by dancing and playing musical instruments. So the performance of such activities at the wrong time was not reasonable. So they are thinking, what is it? Why now it is celebrated? They are not aware that this Kirtan is for the pleasure of Krishna. They thought this is another Durga Puja festival which is happening. Now, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes about Durga Puja festival because in Calcutta, what is most important is Durga Puja festival. If Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wants to write about Maharashtra festival, then he will mention Ganesh festival. Just on the name of Ganapati Pandal, you see so many collections happens from house to house, they collect. And what they do, there is a DJ music which is played or some music which is played, and people sit there, gossip. They sometimes play cards. So that is why that festival cannot be compared with the Vaishnavas celebrating for Lord. Yehi mata pashandira valgaye sadaya pratidina nagariya gane Krishna gaya. In this way, that is always criticized. Whatever you wear, that thing you can see. Like which glass you wear. If you're wearing a black glass, you will see others also black only. So atheists saw everybody as atheists, as themselves. Whatever consciousness a person has, that consciousness only he will see in others. If one is a devotee of Krishna, he will see everybody as devotee only. He will have soft corner for everyone. If one is not a devotee of Lord, then what he'll do, he will see, if he's a materialistic person, he will see others also in a material mind. While the inhabitants of Navadvipa daily sung the glories of Krishna, so Vaishnavas never criticize a Vaishnava. Vaishnava always sings the glories of Lord. Ekadina Daiva Kaji Isei Pathiyaya Mrudanga Mandira Shanka Shunivare Paya. One day by Providence, the Kazi walked down that road and heard the sound of Mridung, Kartal and Konshal. Hari Nama Kolahal Chaturthi ke Matra. Shuniya Shanare Kazi Apanara Shastra. When the Kazi heard the loud vibration of the Lord's holy name in four directions, he immediately remembered his own scripture. The residents of India engage in the worship of the Lord by following the rules and regulations prescribed in the Shruti, Smriti, Puranas, Pancharatras. In that system, hearing and playing of musical instruments is included. Since sinful people consider the form of the Supreme Lord equal to the enjoyable forms of the material world, they think that the vibration of sounds and the musical instruments are impediments to the service of the Supreme Lord. When people renounce things related to Hari, thinking them to be material, they then consider activities favorable to the service of Hari as unfavorable to the worship of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, because of misuse of renunciation, the utility of musical instruments for the service of Lord is not acceptable to many people. This is Falgu Vairagya or false renunciation. One must give up musical instruments that intoxicate a living entity and distract him from the service of the absolute truth. But any conceptions devoid of proper understanding cannot be accepted as favorable to the service of the Supreme Lord. So here about Falgu Vairagya has been given. Mumukshubhi parityago Falgu Vairagya uchyate. Hari sambandhi vastunaha. What is he doing? He is just renouncing the Hari sambandhi vastunaha, thinking that this is only this is just material. It is just matter. Like prasadam is there, wonderful prasad. No, I don't take prasad. No, it is just food. This much asakti should not be there. One should have asakti towards prasad. Hari sambandhi vastunaha cannot be considered as matter. It is not material. And such people, they think that even the musical instruments, it is only giving some intoxication and then the people dance. So they try to even give up the musical instruments. But the Shastras clearly say, Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, Pancharatrika, Vidhi Vina. If you don't follow them, Ekantika Harer Bhakti Utpate Vahi Kevalam. If I don't follow Shruti, Smriti, Puranas, which clearly mentions musical instruments, Vadya, Nadya. This Vadya is for Krishna. We chant every day in the morning also in the Mangalarti. There, very clearly it has been given. This Vadya is meant for the pleasure of Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu uses the Vadya for the pleasure of Krishna. He is in the mood of a Bhakta. Mahaprabhu. What you chant the verse? Chant the verse.
Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nritya Gita Vaditramadyan Manasorasena
Madhyam Manasorasena. Then
Romanchakam Shrutaranga Bhajo Vandedu.
I knew you will say Shrutaranga. That is why I told you to chant. Generally, we make so many mistakes. Romanchakampa Shru. Ashru. Kampaha Ashru Taranga. Shrutaranga has no meaning actually. Many people do this mistake in our temple. Even in the recordings also, if you see, there is so many mistakes. Mahaprabhu, Romanchakampa Shrutaranga Bhajo. Romanchakampa Shru, take that Shru here. Taranga comes, little one small gap has to be given, 1 second gap, not even 1 second, 1 moment gap has to be given. So Mahaprabhu Kirtana Eva Nritya. Vaditra Madhyan Manasorasen. Why this Vaditra Madhyan? This all Vadya is for the pleasure of Lord. Narsimha is Vaditra Premi. All Vadya he loves. He's Sangita Premi. Krishna loves to hear music, especially Krishna as Narsimha loves to hear music. One has to practice singing very nicely in perfect raga, not that you just scream, jors, say, or sing in something hey, way. No, the song has to be very melodious and it has to be sung in a proper way. And for accompanying the song, there should be Vadya. This Vadya gives more pleasure to Krishna. So Shastras speak about it. But there are some people, they like to sit, they think that all this sound is only material. So what they'll do, they'll sit in a secluded place. Neither they are happy nor they make Krishna happy. That's the problem. Kazi bole, dara dara, azi karun karya, aji wa ki kore, tora nimai acharya. The Kazi said, catch him, catch them. Catch them, I will take action today. Let us see what your teacher Nimaital does. Because he knows what is there in the Shastra. The Shastra clearly speaks about giving pleasure to Lord. But Kazi is an atheistic person born in a Mlecha family. Athe vyathe, palaila nagariya gan. Mahatrase kesha keha na kare bandhana. The townspeople quickly ran away. Out of fear, they did not even tie their hair. Because Kazi has come and he has brought his soldiers. So naturally they are in fear. Yahare paila Kazi marila tahare. Hangila mridanga anachara khaila dware. The Kazi bait whoever he caught. He broke the mridangas and created havoc at that place. Khola bhanga. They say khola bhanga. That means the mridanga was broken by Kazi. It's an atheistic person. Kazi bole Hindu yani haile nadiya karimutara shasti nagali paya. Entire Nadia has been overrun by the Hindus. When I catch them, I will punish them. So in this way, the Kazi was very cruel. He wanted to kill the Hindus. Since the Shruti, Smriti, Puranas, Pancharatra prescribed activities like worshipping the Lord, chanting his names, the sinful atheists considered such activities as part of Hindu culture. The staunch belief of those sinful people was that by uprooting Vedic principles and establishing a new religion, their prestige and religion would be maintained. So, what is their funda? Remove the rules and regulations, or remove the activities which are following the rules and regulations of Purana, Smriti, Shruti, Pancharatra, and then give a new religion. Therefore, they disturbed the inhabitants of Navadip, who faithfully engaged in Kirtan by indiscriminately arresting them. They bait some of them and indulged in activities opposed to the proper codes of conduct prescribed in the Shastras by breaking musical instruments. So just say 550 years before all these activities are going on. Even today also people are suffering under such atheistic people. And if there are good rulers who really want to establish Sanatan Dharma, there are foolish people who want to uproot them also under the influence of atheists. That's why we have to be very careful. We have to analyze who is the good ruler who is going to establish Dharma. For establishing Dharma, he has to take sometimes a crooked way also. Like a needle can remove a thorn. You cannot use some feather to remove a thorn. So if you really want to uproot such atheist people, there are good leaders. Because of them, we have somehow got place for our Prabhu Ram. But people who are really influenced by these atheists, what they do, They try to uproot our own leaders. I don't want to mention the names. You all know everything. But this is happening 550 years before itself. That is why we have to support the leaders who are establishing Sanatana Dharma if we really want our children's future to be bright. They bait some of them and indulge in activities opposed to the proper codes of conduct prescribed in the Shastras by breaking musical instruments. The plan of the sinful atheists was to uproot the social, natural, spiritual rules and regulations of the various pious persons and inaugurate their new rules and regulations. When they saw in the dealings of Gaur Sundar the re-establishment of religious principles prescribed in the Vedas and Vedic literatures, they got the opportunity to stop that. Because they were administrators, they got the opportunity to suppress the citizens in the name of religion. The administrator's position is very important. Yadida chariti shreshthas tattadeve tarojanaha. Sayat pramanam kurte lokas tadanu vartate. If the leader is proper, the praja will be proper. If the leader is atheistic, then the praja has to suffer. So we have to be very, very careful of selecting our leader. Shama kari yana aji daive haila rati. Aradina lagali paila laiba jati. It is right now. It is night now. So I will excuse you today. But if I catch you again, then I will take away your caste. So now Kazi is threatening them. But today it is night, so I'm leaving you. At least that is in the olden times were better. But nowadays atheists take advantage of night and bombard people at night only when they are sleeping. According to the Shastras, when a person is sleeping, you should not fight with them. That is a rule of the rule which has to be followed. At least this Kazi followed that. He gave night time to rest. Chanting and playing musical instruments in observance of the eternal religious principles, inaugurated by Shri Gaur Sundar, offered a great opportunity for the sinful atheist to attack. The Qazi said if he got another excuse, he would forcibly change the social standing of the Nazia residents by converting them into his own religion. Yehi mata pratidina dushtagana laya nagare brahmaye Qazi kirtana chahiye. In this way, Qazi and his sinful followers daily wandered about the town looking for a kirtan. Dukhe sab nagariya thake lukaiya. Hindugani Qazi sab mare kadar thiya. In distress, the town people remained hidden, while the Qazi went about beating and chastising Hindus. The tolerance is the highest in the Hindus, if you see, the highest tolerance. We have suffered like anything under the rule of Muslims, under the rule of the Mughals. We have suffered. If you see the sufferings, it is like too much. But still, the faith in the Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Pancharatra is keeping the Dharma alive. The inhabitants of Navadip were forced to stop playing musical instruments in Kirtan because of the Qazis of suppression. Yet they continued to do so in secret. With the help of sinful townspeople who were envious of the devotees, the Qazi began to wander about, searching for those engaged in Kirtan. Whenever he found them, he would abuse them, beat them. Now, sometimes when we put this news when there is a news in the WhatsApp, we think this is all a created news. Now, what to speak about the news which is given by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Is it created? No. It has been there from time immemorial. Such atheists are there. You call them by a particular religion's name, but atheists and devotees, they always are in opposite side. The devotees, the persons following Sanatana Dharma, have been always suppressed by such atheists. Keha bole hari nama laibe mane mane. hudi, baliyache kon va purane. Someone said one should chant the name of Hari in one's mind, which Purana recommends boisterous chanting. Now just see, these also again, these people are also not real followers of the Shrutis. Because when Lord says chant loudly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to start the congregational chanting. What rights a person has to give his own comment? So that such people are also known as atheists only. Let us chant in the mind. Why to who have a show off? Why to have even a temple also? I mean, house only temple is there now. Let us do everything at house only. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told all the devotees to should gather together and chant the holy name. That has been given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for coming out of the so many drawbacks of Kali Yuga. To obstruct preaching of the Lord's topics. The atheist so-called, the atheistic so-called Hindus took the side of the Kazi, took advantage of the Shastric description of solitary worship and the philosophy of impersonalism to introduce the process of chanting the name of Hari within the mind. They introduced foolish arguments such as no Shastras recommend loud chanting of Harinam or the performance of the Harinam Sankirtan accompanied by dancing and musical instruments. Which Shastras is speaking about it? Yagyaha Sankirtana Praya Rejantihi Sumedasaha. Very clearly given in Bhagavatam. Chaitanya's appearance is to start this yagya. You don't do yagya alone at house. Any yagya, you have people around. This is Nama Sankirtan yagya. Langhile Vedera Vakya Yei Shasti Haya Jati Kariya O E Gulara Nahi Bhaya. This is a punishment for one who transgressed the Vedic injunctions. These fellows are not even concerned about their caste. So who are these people who are speaking? Atheistic so-called Hindu people. There are atheistic Hindu people also. They will never support Sanatan Dharma. If somebody is supporting Sanatan Dharma, they will object there also. So-called trying to be very modern, modest, very secluded. What I have to do? Let somebody suffer. What I have to do? If somebody has to be given some ashirvachan, they'll try to remain silent. What we have to do? So all these things are atheistic. This is all known as atheistic. Somewhere atheistic creeps, atheism creeps. There are instructions which is given in the nectar of instructions which we have to follow. Dadati, Pratigunahati, Guhyamakyati, Puchati, Bhunkte, Bhojate, Chaiva, Shadvidam, Preeti Lakshanam. Everything is given. Dealings among the devotees has been given. But no, I don't want devotees. I and Lord. That is Kanishta. Okay. Then Madhyama is who? Madhyama. Lord and devotees. What I have to do with non-devotees? I will just neglect them. But Uttamadhikari Bhakta never neglects anyone. He loves everyone. He tries to engage everyone. So we have to be very careful when we are performing devotional service. You have to follow the Shastras which has been given. Shastra speaks about the sweet dealings. Shastra speaks about congregational chanting. This all has to be followed very strictly. Ignorant people thought, since foolish people do not know the hymns of the Samaveda, they do not glorify the Vedic literatures. Now, what is it called? Morning in the mosque you hear alarm. Alarm, na? What do you call? Sugandhi?
Azan.
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 Huh? One
Azan.
person speak. Azan. Azan. Okay. You know what is that? That is Samaveda. What is that whole thing they speak is that whole tune, the raga is actually not raga, you can say Samaveda it is. So according to them, if a person doesn't know Samaveda in this type of azan, they don't understand, they do not glorify the Vedic literatures. And have subsequently introduced an unauthorized process of chanting loudly and playing instruments. Because these devotees have such conceptions and transgress the Vedas, they are fit to be punished like this at the hands of the atheists. So that is what they are speaking. Devotees are transgressing the rules. They don't follow the Samaveda. In other words, because they have introduced activities that are prohibited in the Vedas, they have proven that they are not afraid of losing their caste. So better is we change their caste. That is what the atheistic Hindu people also are speaking. Because they are not following the caste, what is the use of being a Hindu or protecting their social standing? Paramartha, or the absolute goal, means to give special attention to protect one's caste and social standards. Paramartha. Now just see, one has to protect his Sanatan Dharma, that is Paramartha. That is the caste which he has to be protected and the social standards he has to protect. One second, one second, one second. Okay. So the last verse, Nimani Pandita ye karena ankare sabe churna haibeke kazira duare. Now Nimai Pandit's pride will be completely smashed by the Kazi. If the scriptural injunctions introduced by Nimai Pandit was defeated by the Kazi, then his pride will be smashed to pieces. Just see how much happiness they get to smash the devotional services and to smash the Lord Himself. So here we'll stop. Any questions you can ask. So all of your consciousness now should be in celebrating Rath Yatra. Vijay Prabhu has got a fortune to go and paint for Lord. So Vijay Prabhu, please call Sudhir Prabhu. In the Anavasara period, the day you were absent in the Snan Yatra day, we had the class. Why this is Anavasara period? That is a time when Lord is sick because he has taken a lot of snanam, wants to spend time with Lakshmi. This is a very subtle and a very spiritual reason. And the gross reason is also, it's not gross, you can say, the outside reason is also like, or gross also you can say, but it is not material. Gross spiritual, you can say. The gross spiritual reason is Lord's painting happens during this time, the Anavasara period. So please call Sudhir Prabhu, ask what color, which paint, and enter the altar wearing dhoti and uparana. No pant, no shirt, dhoti, uparana, if panchagaja, then very nice. And do the achmana, and then you can paint. Vijay Prabhu is a very good artist. He is making Jai Vijay for the temple also. Okay. Stop here. Vancha kalpataru vesha kapa sindhu bheva chapati tanam pavani Vishnu.